Hey, guess who we've got, ladies and gentlemen? Coach Nancy Keenum, Calhoun AD, and softball coach.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I saw you getting a few. Did you get your appetizers over there?
Cheese sticks.
Cheese, they're good.
You can't beat those cheese sticks.
Sure can't.
Have to be careful. I got strangled on some marinara sauce. Marinara sauce goes better down the esophagus than it does. On the mozzarella stick than it does down the esophagus. That was not cool.
Yeah.
So what is the state of sports there at Calhoun? How are things going now?
Good. We're stable now. I think we had a few little mountains a few months ago or whatever, but a lot of changes as far as administration, and so administration sets the tone, no doubt. So we have an interim president now who believes in sports, and
that's excellent.
We're even talking. Hopefully, we'll be able to add some other sports at some point in time. It'll probably be once they hire a new president or whatever. I mean, I don't know that will happen in the interim status, but we do know that the chancellor is very supportive of athletics, and Calhoun is the largest community college in the state. So
really,
a lot of consensus is if you're the largest, you should have a lot more sports.
Absolutely.
For our community.
So I was wondering how Northeast would rank. Northeast and Calhoun would be, but Calhoun is the largest.
Calhoun is the largest right now.
Excellent.
So talking about adding new sports, I haven't been in the gymnasium in a long time. Is it basketball already, or
yeah, absolutely. Okay. We renovated a few years ago with the new bleachers and all that sort of thing. So it wouldn't be a very difficult.
It wouldn't be a big stretch.
As far as our gym is in much better shape today than it was when we played basketball. As far as
that's nice.
Been renovated and so. So who knows? Maybe that'll be in our future.
Maybe so. Would you do me a favor? That's just for everybody here. Let's get this right here and get that right.
Oh, I got it upside down.
Now you can hear. You can hear both ears now.
I can hear. Okay.
So, you've got your hands absolutely full.
Absolutely.
AD, softball coach. It's obviously, getting to be softball. Well, it's softball season.
It is.
So how do you, during this time of year, how do you manage both those roles? That's huge.
Well, the athletic director, one of the major portions of that piece is the eligibility and all that sort of thing. So all that's over, Okay. I mean, when the season starts, we've already taken care of all the paperwork and that sort of thing. And I do my best. Like yesterday, our baseball team had a rain out on Thursday. They got moved to Friday. We played Wednesday, so we got to see them play at home yesterday. Our golf team, men's golf team, is at Goose Pond this weekend. I've heard from them. It's difficult to see our golfers unless they're at Point Mallard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, is that their home course?
Point Mallard.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, we've had lots of water in the last few weeks, so that sort of shut us down there. We did have a men's golf tournament planned for about 2 weeks ago, I guess, but because of the water, we had to cancel.
And that course didn't drain the best.
Right. And golf balls sink.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really float around and hit them off the water like you can maybe a soccer ball or something.
And then we have some new coaches on board. We have a new women's golf coach. So now we have a men's coach and a women's coach. So that's really helping our program as far as being able to time management and being able to practice more with just the girls and just the boys and stuff. So that's a good thing. And then of course, our baseball coach. We have a new baseball coach that came in January. So we got a lot of youth, I call it, and which we need. We got some young blood, and we're going to get more young blood in the next few months.
We had Coach Corey Looney on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Corey's a great guy. I've known him since he was, I'm showing my age, but he's a great guy. Known him since he was young.
Yeah, Corey came up through our ranks.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you got some papers here for your softball team.
I do. Last year, now we did lose because of the decisions we made, with our program. We were cut out for a few months. It really put a dent in some of our recruiting and some of our local folks that had made commitments. They were just sort of in a limbo, so they changed their mind. Yeah. So, and it was amazing, too. The two I lost was Limestone County and Athens.
Oh, wow.
And, both went to Columbia State because they were just sort of uncertain about their future. Yeah. And so we usually have, several Limestone County folks on our team. I do have a little statistician from East Limestone, but because of that ranks, we lost about 9 recruits.
Well,
I lost a few that were to be freshmen that year. They'd already committed. That was the couple that I mentioned went to Columbia, and then we had already had commitments out of about 5 or 6 more that would have been freshmen this year, so and so we're still having to sort of overcome that, I think. So
I can see.
We're young, and as far as our team, I think consistency is the factor that's missing right now.
Right.
We'll do real well, and then all of a sudden it's just a whole new world. So
you wonder.
I haven't figured that out. I haven't figured that out. But
isn't that something else? So how you would think
same team,
same
people,
routine for the most part, and and everything. Yeah. It's so is it hitting and pitching? Is it one or the other more so than the other?
We have had a dent in our pitching. I don't really know what went wrong with us, but we've had 4 different shoulder surgeries since
really?
August.
Wow, that hurts.
2 of them, unfortunately was hurt probably in high school that just never
went unnoticed.
Right, and then
played through it, so to speak.
Sort of, and they rest in the summer, so it feels better. And then, of course, when they got to our level, we sort of pick it up a step or 2. And 2 of those were pitchers, so that sort of put a dent. 1 is back, 1's sort of still iffy, so. Right now, I think our pitching numbers are fewer because of that, but hopefully we'll be able to get a little stronger as the season goes and that sort of thing. Hitting-wise, we were leading our state with home runs, which is a plus for us.
Yeah. Wow.
We just got to have more. We just got to have more.
You need more girl on bases when you're hitting the home runs, I guess.
We need more people on base. So, but, we're coming along. Hopefully everything. We start our conference this week.
And if they play, there's scholarship money available for them.
It is, yeah. So our athletes have access to a full scholarship as far as what the community colleges in Alabama can give. That means books, tuition, and fees.
That's good.
For the fall semester, the spring semester. We also allow our athletes to take 2 classes during the summer, like after their freshman year, which that's a real plus with them as far as our graduation rate. We're up there in the 90s, and a part of that is because then we can sort of maneuver their class loads a little bit by being able to take something in the summer.
Right.
Talking about different sports, does Calhoun have a fishing team?
We do. We have, it's a club sport. Very popular, and they're very successful. Miss Meg Graham, who teaches some of our anatomy classes and that sort, she's sort of their sponsor.
Okay.
But I know they were in Gunnersville a couple weeks ago. And that seems to be a real upcoming thing for not just guys, girls too.
Really? Now that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a true sport as far as an athletic team in our conference right now, but it is a lot of the schools have some sort of fishing team.
Now, how many games have you lost because of weather?
14.
Well, how many of those will be made up?
We have played 21 games. We've lost 14. Wow. We made 4 of them up. Okay. So 10 we're probably not going to get to make up either. Okay. Because we start our conference this week.
Yeah, and then after that it gets so hectic.
It's pretty standard, and if we have a rain out then, we have to figure out a way to get it in.
So for those who may not know, who I was in the conference?
In our conference, we're in the north. Alabama's divided up into 2 divisions. We're sort of a little bit south of Birmingham, I guess, and north of that.
That's right.
Marion Military is in our conference. Shelton State in Tuscaloosa, Central Alabama and Alexander City, Southern Union's in Wadley, and then we have Wallace-Hansville. We have Sneed that's in Boaz, and Bevel State that's near Jasper and Summerton. They were without a program for a few years, but they're back in the athletic business too. So there's 8 teams in our division.
Okay.
So.
Northeast doesn't have sports.
No. They have picked up golf in the last couple of years. So and they're so hopefully they're going to sort of get back in that too.
It seems like depending on the leadership of the state or whatever, it's a feast or famine. With a lot of JUCO sports.
Well, we were coming out of school, early mid '80s, whatever. Everybody.
Right.
It was
wanted to play for Calhoun. Yeah.
Well, but all the junior colleges around here had teams, and they had full loads: basketball, men's and women's, and golf, men's and women's, softball, baseball. It was so much fun. Tennis, I told y'all before, I briefly got to play for Coach Sharman.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I used to always look like his coach. I was a little thinner, but I was not good at tennis at all. I stunk, but anyway, long story. But anyway, it was just so much fun, and you'd go to the games, and you had buddies that played because a lot of the recruits were local. If you didn't play with them, you played against them, and so like you said, Tom, through the years, it's either not all or nothing, but it just seems like it kind of comes up and it goes down. And so I'm glad to see that Calhoun's got the opportunity to possibly,
Our interim president is Dr. Joe Burt, and it's kind of funny. He's from Northeast. I mean, he was employed over there. So, but he's very interested in our athletics and has been, just a real salvation for us as far as, let's do something about this, and let's think ahead, and how many teams do we have volleyball, how many basketball teams, and all that. So sort of having all those numbers together.
Well, let me ask you this too then. So, and obviously you would have the sports that are going to be added would be determined by if there are any other schools and that have them. So right now, what school in the conference has say men's and women's basketball?
Well, there's I think there's like 16 men's teams.
Okay.
There's maybe one more additional men's team than it is women's team. So, that's, probably baseball and softball are the most popular.
Yeah.
Most schools have those. And then it's basketball. Then women's basketball is right behind. Then volleyball is real popular. It's about 9 teams.
There wasn't any volleyball, I don't believe, when we.
I don't think so.
Not in our day.
Not in our day.
Way back in our day.
And now the tennis and the golf is fewer. Cross country, now there's 2 men and women's team at Lawson State in cross country. They've picked it up in the last couple of years. Tennis is maybe about 4 men, 5 women, or something like that. Sort of. Some of the smaller schools, I think, do those sports. I mean, like Marion Military, Snead has tennis, Gadsden, so some of the smaller schools, I think.
Now, there's not any more on-campus living facilities for the athletes.
No.
I didn't think so. I thought they did away with that.
We had the cabanas.
Yeah, we had the cabanas.
Years ago.
Had the cabanas.
Yes, I mean
the basketball was on one end, and
that's right.
And baseball and the tennis and golf, they put us goose on the other end.
and believe it or not, those cabanas are still in existence. They're over on that road by Brown's Ferry.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody bought them and
at least they're
set
being
them up.
utilized.
They're being used.
Okay, that's awesome.
But that's always the first question our alumni when we see them is the cabanas was their favorite part of Calhoun. That living on their own.
Hey, it's hard to beat. 53 is hard to beat. You living on your own.
Anyway,
what's your record this year?
Well, we're about 500 right now. We're 10-10-1, as a matter of fact. Start off, I don't know, probably 4-1, then lose one here, pick up one. So we've sort of I think we've sort of been snake bit, to tell you the truth. We're splitting. Most teams we're playing, we're splitting right now. So we'll see.
A lot of double headers.
The usually thing is the doubleheader. And then some of the rainouts, like we had a couple of tournaments, 2 games. I mean, it would have been like 4 different teams. So, unfortunately, that's what got rained out. Yeah. So, this week, our conference starts. We start with Shelton. They're always real strong. I don't know. For luck of draw, we started with Shelton and then Wallace. So, that's probably the top 2.
We're going to find out.
Real
early.
Quick.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, we travel first, so that means they have to come to our place. And for some reason, I think we're less focused at our record is more losses at home than on the road, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Supposed to not be that way, but
no.
I think we get a little distracted or something. But who's in the, who's there talking to us?
Looking at your roster there, do you have any girls here from Limestone County that are on the team? You said you lost a few.
Yeah, I did. Lost a couple. Now I have a couple girls from Lauderdale County.
Okay.
We have Caroline Parker and then Maggie Cumden. They're from Rogersville. We have some Madison, James Clemens. We have some Grissom, Hartselle. Austin High School.
You got one from Valley Head there.
Valley Head, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and she went to school at Ider.
Okay.
And she's a real strong player for us.
Pisgah has a very strong, Bear on the Mountain's got a very strong softball program.
Right now, probably she and then Jessica Shaw, who's from Alexandria. They're leading us as far as hitting, I think. So Jess plays in center field. She's a sophomore. Crystal plays third base. She also catches for us. She's a freshman. So we have a lot of freshmen.
I was going to say,
we have a lot of freshmen.
It's just freshman and sophomore. You don't redshirt. You get those 2 years.
No, I mean, occasionally you might have somebody get hurt or something if they need some help academically. But, generally it's just freshmen and sophomore.
When you get out recruiting, how do you get out when you have time?
Well, I mean, and that's one thing that happened. Like in the last couple of weeks, the high school tournaments have been rained out. So sort of word of mouth. I mean, they do. Now our players are doing lots of travel ball, So summers have really changed the recruiting world.
Right.
I think because of all the things.
I'm glad you brought that up. So as a college coach, and I'm not going to say who do you rely on more, but who do you through the years since travel?
More?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying, travel ball has become so much more prevalent as years have gone by. Do you hear a lot from the travel ball coaches? Do you even talk to the travel ball coaches
some
as much
I do.
Because it is such a different beast than just being high school.
And that's really what's changed in my era the most. 15, 20 years ago, it was the high school people was their lifeline. And now they're not as involved because the travel ball, they still have them.
Well, yeah.
And for me personally, I like that route best because I feel like they know the players more.
Yeah.
They know about their school part, their academics.
True.
And the travel ball, that's, now the way they're made up, the local travel ball team from this area in Athens, they may have kids from Nashville and Birmingham, and they're not just our local folks. And then our local folks may go to Huntsville to play or to Florence to play.
Yeah.
And so it's just a different animal, no doubt. Now,
can you use Huddle? I know a lot of football players, will put their video on this Huddle. Do y'all? Yeah,
we receive. Now I receive a lot of emails from some of the recruiting organizations. There's lots of those folks and that sort of thing. You see their names in the paper, and if you see that same name in the paper at West Limestone, you think that's probably a pretty good player, and you try to find out a little bit more about them. And the recruiting is the answer to all of it, no doubt. Recruiting, that's where you breed your success. And because it is so popular now, and there's so many schools that do compete in softball, these young ladies are making decisions in 10th grade about what they think they want to do, or they have that direction, So it's just a lot different than it was when you talk about all those schools had teams.
Yeah. Well, I know we're fixing to probably have to go, but I don't know what's going on. But he's saying, now I'm probably forget what I was going to ask. I get off topic. I don't have a good memory, Coach. It had something to do, I guess, along the lines of talking to, I guess, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I'll think about it when you're in the car halfway home. I'll text you.
Okay.
I'm texting.
I hate that. I'm sure it was going to be.
Well, it was probably going to be award-winning sort of question.
Show, man.
Yeah. I'll think of it as soon as we're off air.
Yeah.
That gummy. Oh, well. I have no idea.
Too much pressure on him now.
No pressure. I'm that dumb. Y'all know me.
That's why we love him. That's why we keep him hanging around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Coach, for joining us. Coach Nancy Keenum, Calhoun Athletic Director, softball coach, and if you get a chance, folks, go out and watch a softball game every now and then.
Good luck, y'all, rest of the way. And,
absolutely. Hit them where they ain't.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.